All right, guys. Wow. Here we are, live on YouTube. I hope you guys can hear me okay. I'm gonna do the quick version of this. Um, yeah, we're gonna do the quick version. I did a Facebook Live. I just got off Facebook Live and did day 1 through 3 of the Abundantly Aligned Action Challenge. Okay, so I've been talking about that in the podcast episodes. I did a post on it. So yeah, that is like my baby, right? So, but I just want to tell you guys, like, first off, if you've been stuck in loops, okay, felt like you've leveled up for a little bit and then you just couldn't, and you just kept spinning on this like plateau, right? And then you level up a little bit more, but like it feels like you keep getting stuck in cycles, okay, in loops. The manifestation cycle is what has helped me break out of that, okay? Because a lot of times we get in our head about things, we try to make things out to be different, or we try to like tell ourselves we're doing something wrong when a lot of times we're not. So this is where we're at right now. Sometimes we come up with these really good ideas, right? And the idea sparks and we're all excited about it, and we like kind of live in Delulu land for a minute, right? We get excited, we create a plan, and we get excited and we start working that plan, and then we like put all our energy and all our stuff into it, and then we just burn out. Overwhelm happens, something goes wrong, it feels like we kind of trip up over what we're doing or how we're doing it. And you know, real life happens for a lot of us that are parents. You know, it could be a sick kid, or it could be something breaking down in your house, or you know, just random stuff that happens that is hard for you to get past and get through to the other side of and get back on track, right? It just feels like it's very frustrating. And then we get into overwhelm and we start to burn out, and then we question whether or not we're supposed to even be doing this, because wouldn't it be easier? And then we go into the frustration because it's not supposed to be this hard, and then we start to feel guilty because a numerous different amount of reasons, right? And eventually and in that giving up, there's two parts to that, right? We start to blame the what, the who, the how, why I couldn't continue doing this. And then on the backside of that, right, we finally accept. We go, okay, fine, this just wasn't supposed to happen, whatever. And we pick up a new thing, right? I happen to be ADHD, and a lot of times my ADHD comes out in starting stuff and then not finishing it. And I feel like a lot of times that's because I get overwhelmed, I'm excited, I'm ready to go, and then something happens, and all of a sudden, all the energy and effort that I was putting on this thing has to go to that, and I run out of energy. And then instead of picking it back up, the manifestation cycle, okay? So if you have been in the spiritual realm at all, in the spiritual world, one of the things I think that we talk about a lot in the spiritual realm is like staying on this high vibe, right? Like we want to be up here on this vibe, vibing. So sometimes I think that feels to a lot of us like we can't live real life. Like we can't just be here doing the things too, because if we're just here just doing the things, hello. So a lot of times I feel like if we are just like we're just doing the things and whatever, we feel like we're not doing the spiritual stuff. And so we try to put more emphasis on the spiritual stuff. And then that feels like we're taking away from other spots, and we're like back and forth with that, right? So I am from Indiana. So that is one place where I had this download of the manifestation cycle, and the more I started doing it, you know, practice doesn't make perfect, practice makes progress, all right? And I like to say that practice makes progress, and I made it fun. it made it where I was able to do more, right? I was able to strive more. I was able to get more accomplished. And because I was able to get more accomplished, I manifested more of my goals. So I was like, I need to share this. I need to share this. And so I jumped on the app called Flip, and I did a quick video on it, and it actually did pretty well, but I just could not continue doing it because I didn't feel like I had enough practice behind it. I wasn't ready yet. I didn't have enough experience with it. So March happened, and I had a lot of things happen. One very particular opportunity that happened at the end of March, I had a friend of mine who said to me, you need to do an abundant April challenge. Like jumped onto that abundant word, and I was like rocking with it, and I started creating it, and it was gonna be a 5-day challenge. It was gonna be, the first 5 days in April, and then we were gonna continue all throughout April with it. And then April kind of happened, and it came and went, and there was a lot of stuff. I could have said, well, I'm just gonna do it, right? But I didn't, because part of this cycle helps me to continue to go, right? So part of this cycle kind of gives me that drive to keep going. And so it morphed into a 15-day challenge that we are now, we're doing every month. It's going to be a monthly challenge, which I'm excited about. And I have a free community that we're going to be doing a lot of like coaching in. And then I also have a VIP. The VIP is going to have more options and ability to work directly with me and things like that. So yeah, this manifestation cycle, it works with your energy, okay? It doesn't fight it. It doesn't like demand that you are always on or always doing stuff. It works with your energy. When you have high energy, you can do more. When you have low energy, you're still in the cycle, okay? So we're gonna talk really quickly. I did not want to make this long, but days 1 through 3. We're going to start out with this monthly intention sheet, which you can get over in my community. And I will drop a link at the end of this. I will drop a link in the comments for this. But it's going to, it's a place to write the month, and then what I'm calling in. Okay, so all of the things that you want to call in, all of the good stuff, it has a place for 3. I would stick to like 3 or less, so that you're not like pushing yourself too thin. So, and then it's gonna ask for each one of those, there's a spot underneath there that says how I'll feel. And so you're gonna think about when you have that thing, what is that emotion that you can feel? What are you gonna feel when you have that? And then it gives you a place for some action steps underneath that. There's also celebration and affirmations on this sheet. There's a weekly planner, so you can take what you have on this one and you can break it down week by week and put different action steps for different things. So that is the beginning of that, right? When you figure out what it is that you want, I want you to go in and get this worksheet right here that says the Y ladder. And you're going to write at the top of it, it says, what is one goal that you want to focus on during this challenge? And you're going to write that in there. Now climb the ladder, ask yourself why after each answer. So what is one goal you want? You say the goal. Like say, maybe I say, well, I will tell you, my goal for this challenge is to finish my book, which I'm combining the 3 books that I already have written into one and adding stuff to it. So I'm going to finish my book. Why do you want this? I want to be able to have one book that has all 3 of my guides in it. Plus, I want to put some extra personal stories that have happened over this last year into it. So why is that important to you? It's important to me because I want my people to have something that's one book. I don't want them to have to buy 3 different books. I want them to have one book. I want them to have some of my experiences that I think will just take the framework to the next level. Why is that meaningful to your heart and soul? Because I want to help people, and I think that we help people best by showing them, right? This is how I did it. You can follow me. Why is this your truth? Because it has transformed my life. So you're going to go through and you're going to do all those, and it's going to get you into a very, very deep place of knowing why you want this thing, okay? Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the limiting beliefs shifter. So for each of the things that you wrote down, I want you to write the belief you currently have, right? The belief you currently have right there. And then the belief you are choosing, the new belief you are choosing that's going to help you to get there. So maybe the belief that I currently have is that I don't have enough time to get it done, and I am just not going to finish it. The new belief, like it is too much work, is the old belief. The current belief. The new belief that I am choosing is I can do hard things. I can do hard things. It is not too much work. We can make this happen. And then I have an aligned action reflection in the VIP. So if you get into the VIP, you're obviously going to get more worksheets. You're going to get more of that, more like you're going to actually get a one-on-one with me, and then also a follow-up with me at the end of the month. So that is days 1 through 3 of the Abundantly Aligned Action Challenge. Tomorrow, I'm going to be bringing the framework of the manifestation cycle. So you're definitely going to want to tune in for that. I'm super excited because this was the secret sauce that helps me to continue to do things. It helps me to put into perspective all the things that I have to do. And it also keeps me remembering that I have to do fun things, remembering that I have to take breaks, remembering that I have to honor myself just as much as I'm doing things for others and I'm doing all the other things that I need to do. So again, I'm Kimberly Cox. This is the Neuro Circus, and this was days 1 through 3 of the Abundantly Aligned Action Challenge. If you got anything out of this, please leave me a comment. Let me know what is something that you want to manifest with us with this challenge. And I will talk to you guys all later.